I'm Brigham Larson with Brigham Larson Pianos. We just finished up on this 1976 originally Yamaha U1, but it is a complete refurbish, so it would almost be a misnomer to say it's 1976. We can't get it 100% brand new, but that's the goal. We put it through a very, very, very thorough refurbishing process that I've personally developed as a piano technician over the last almost 30 years, and we can get these pianos in really, really good condition, virtually perfect. Okay, so the piano cosmetically is in A, if not A plus condition. We've satinized everything and just made it absolutely beautiful, filled up any issues or scratches or any problems that it may have had, which frankly were quite few when we first got the piano in. See, things are just get out of the light. It's in great condition. And then on the inside, we put it through a very thorough, that's really what I'm referring to when I talk about the refurbishing process. I'm really referring to the guts. The refinishing, that's pretty straightforward. It's a lot of work, but it's fairly straightforward. Whereas the guts, that is the majority of the time that we spend. It's probably, I don't know, 80% of the time that we spend, 90% even of the time that we spend is on the guts. So what all that entails, a piano, while they last forever, like you can see these pianos over here are from the turn of the century. That one's 1916. A lot of these pianos are from even before 1900, and so they need to be rebuilt at that point. But a piano like this, that's about 40, well, I guess almost 50 years old, it doesn't need to be rebuilt at that point like these do, where it requires new strings and new hammers and all of that. But refurbishing absolutely is in order. Really, a piano requires refurbishing if it's more than about 20 years old. At that point, the things are worn out to the point where they still have lots of life left in them. The hammers, for example, but they need to be reshaped. The hammers they've got indentations in them where they hit the strings, and so we've got to reshape them so they're back to this correct rounded shape rather than that flat indented surface that develops over the years. And then the pinning, everything in an action pivots on a pin. There's a bunch of parts that interact with each other, and everything pivots in an arc. And so that pin that goes through there that it pivots on, we've got to remove that pin, ream out the felt that bushes the pin on either side, and burnish it and put a new pin in there so that it gives it just the right friction, not too tight, not too loose. And then tighten everything up, and then align everything. Things become misaligned. Lubrication, there are certain points that really should be lubricated fairly regularly, but don't, and it shows up. It becomes pretty obvious, pretty obnoxious when they're not. And then regulation. So regulation is a pretty broad term, really encompassing everything having to do with all of the mechanical components of the piano, from your finger of the pianist all the way to the hammer striking the strings. There's a lot of mechanical stuff that goes on there that all has to interact with each other in just the right way. And the pedals, leveling the keys. Okay, let's check out the pedals. Yeah, those are beautiful. Hope that comes through in the video. So is this piano brand new? Of course not, but the way that it functions and the way that it will endure, the way it sounds, the way the touch responds, hopefully is pretty close to brand new. So where a Yamaha U1, I think before all of this recent post-COVID inflation occurred, a U1 I think was running about 11.5 for a brand new one, and I think for satin they're actually more expensive. Might have been closer to 12.5, something like that for a satin one. And I haven't checked recently, but I suspect they've gone up even from there. So where we have these U1s that are 90%, 95, 98, hard to put a number on it, percent of what a brand new one would be in terms of what you're getting as a pianist, as far as touch, tone, and longevity. That I think pretty well explains why these U1s have been such a staple for us here at Brigham Larson Pianos, because it's just such a no-brainer. These are awesome pianos. They last forever. They sound great. They play well, and it's a 90 some odd percent of the return that you're getting for half the price. And this particular piano is pretty typical of the Yamaha sound. On the bright side, kind of a bright poppy sound. It sounds like a U1 to me. It does have this middle pedal as well that you can push down and lock. Makes a pretty big difference. So if you have a child sleeping or something like that. Which is to say, awesome. Come check it out and see what you think. Hopefully this one is tempting, or if not, we've got literally many dozens of other pianos to choose from. The address here is 1497 South State Street in Orem. Thanks for watching.